what it means to be an American. America is freedom, and freedom is special and rare.
We, the people of this great nation.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
We, the people of this great nation.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day and ready to be in massive quarantine, because apparently that is the plan that the Democrats have. Although there is no science proving that putting people in quarantine works, I've spoken to a couple of my sources in the UK. Death rates are still rising. COVID cases are still rising, yet they're in a lockdown. And all they feel is depressed. They feel despaired. They feel like this is never going to end. But that being said, I just had to bring that in there because it's been all over the news today. All the plans these mayors have and governors. And it's quite interesting to me how they look at us like peasants. You know, they're above the rules. They can do whatever they want. And then they just say sorry and it's okay. And then we have to just take it like a champ. Now, anyways, I want to talk today a subject that I really, it seems like I've gotten several messages from this in the past, and I got one today, and I want to address this because people have asked me, how do you respond to somebody when they tell you that you're a racist because you support Donald Trump? My response is easy. First, I usually don't engage, but if I do engage, I tell them, listen, I'm not racist. I tell them, I love America and I want equal opportunity for everyone across the board. That's why I want Donald Trump to be president. I simply state the facts to them. I simply tell them the truth. I tell them, listen, I want everyone to have the best possible life, they can, and provide for their family and live in prosperity. I usually respond with telling them facts, about what Donald Trump has done, but sometimes they don't want to listen to it, and it's very difficult. So I just tell them, I voted for Trump because I believe economically he helps everyone from all races. And that's usually my short answer to it. If we really get into technicalities and I start talking about it, I tell them, listen, everybody considers him a racist, but prior to this, he wasn't until he ran as a Republican for president. He hung out, I highly doubt a person that hung out with almost every civil rights activist in the 80s is a racist. But nevertheless, it's very difficult to convince people of that because they see the MAGA hat automatically, boom, you're a racist, and it's something that triggers them. So I would actually say you try to not conversate with them and avoid it and just be the bigger person and walk away. But if it's like a relative or a family member, you tell them, listen, I voted for what's best for everyone in this country. I want everyone to live in prosperity. I want everybody to have wealth. I want everybody to have all the great things America has to offer. Usually that's enough to shut them up and make them realize that, okay, you get them off the Trump subject. What you do is you divert. You do what the liberals do. You divert them off the subject because at the end of the day, everybody thinks Donald Trump's a racist and it's never going to change. It's just the way they think. So, I mean, that would be my suggestion. If I was somebody out there and I was asked by a relative, I have been asked before. I'm a minority and people are asking me, how can you vote for this guy? And I go, because I want what's best for my family and for what's best for America and for every family out there. I don't want people to be poor. I don't want people to be struggling. I want everybody to have equal rights and equal opportunity. And I'm tired of China taking our jobs, and I'm tired of us focusing on other countries instead of focusing on the American people that need the help. Like the black community that needs help, and we're focusing on helping other countries instead of helping our country. That would just be my response. I hope you guys can appreciate it, and I hope that helps in any of these situations. So, everyone, I hope you are all going to spend Thanksgiving with your families. These people have no idea what they're talking about. They're wrong on the science. They've been wrong since day one. There's no evidence, first of all. 85% of the people that are wearing masks right now are getting infected regardless. This COVID-19 is not going anywhere. It is not. It will be like the flu. And today, Pfizer announced 95% effective vaccine. We're rounding the corner, as Trump clearly stated. Now, for those of you who are a little bit older and do have underlying issues, I think you should take precaution. Perhaps not go to the social gatherings, because if you do get COVID-19, it's most likely gonna be very bad for you. I mean, we know that much. I'm definitely against everything the Mayor de Blasio's doing. Indefinitely, schools closing indefinitely, when all studies have shown that they're not mass spreaders. Kids are not mass spreaders, and they are the dirtiest. I mean, I have kids, and I know how they are. They pick their nose, they touch the floor, they do everything. My son's been going to school. My daughter's been going to daycare. Haven't had any issues. I've tested negative for COVID. But nevertheless, I want to jump into the subject, which was what I predicted, that I was constantly saying that the pathway to Donald Trump's victory. Now, I watch Fox News. I kind of don't watch it anymore that much, unless it's Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, or Laura Ingraham. But I started telling everyone Georgia's key. And everybody kept telling me, yeah, but he wins Georgia, it doesn't change anything. Yes, but if there's enough discrepancies and irregularities in Georgia, since they use the same system in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and they can show that he actually changed the outcome by thousands of votes, and that's what's happening. They're finding ballots that were never casted favorably for Trump. He would have a legal battle that would be a lot stronger. Now, he's recounting Wisconsin, which I think might end up giving him a positive result. There's nothing more that would bring me more pleasure in my heart. I promise you, in my heart, nothing would bring me more pleasure than seeing Donald Trump getting reelected and seeing the reaction from the left. They want to unify. You'll see how fast they just start destroying things. And now that we're on the subject of destroying things, people have kept asking me, oh, you know the Proud Boys, the Proud Boys. When I stream, everybody for some reason thinks I'm affiliated in some which way with them. I am not affiliated in any which way with the Proud Boys. I actually am kind of not with the program of the Proud Boys, nor with the program of InfoWars. Sorry about the background noise, guys. My mics are very sensitive, and I do this in my home office. I stream from our station over during the day, but at night I do the podcast out of my house. So that being said, I have no affiliation with the Proud Boys. As a matter of fact, I would actually go as far as to say that the organization itself doesn't really know what they're really doing. They're pretending like they stand for America by going out there and protesting the elections. They're inciting violence. They're doing the same thing almost that Antifa does. It's just different. They're just pretending like they're protecting people. They go out there looking like a military militia. They don't even know the truth about their chairman, because I've interviewed the chairman before, but I know the truth about their chairman. I mean, if we really go down to the nitty gritty, the Antifa group, whatever you want to call them, I guess they don't consider them an organization. I do think they are. If they're organized and they show up to an event organized, they're an organization. But their chairman, for example, the chairman for the Proud Boys should worry the Proud Boys a lot. They should actually be worried. I know him personally. This man was indicted under federal charges for fraud and then cooperated on all his friends. So what do you think is going to happen if, let's say, they classify them as a terrorist, a domestic terrorist group? Yeah, he's most likely going to tell. He did it to all his friends before. That's why I never engage with any of these groups. That's why I never participate with any of these groups, because you don't know what they're doing behind closed doors. Yes, some of them most of them are not racist. I know my friend is not racist, but there might be a chapter, as they call it, that might be racist. And then you have an issue if some sort of indictment happens, and then you get involved into a situation that you didn't see yourself happening. I'm just saying this because a lot of people keep calling me like, oh, you're a Proud Boy. I'm not a Proud Boy. I'm not whatsoever. I'm a Republican, a conservative, a proud Republican. I'm a Donald Trump supporter, have been since 2016. I am an American. And if the time comes and there's a situation where I feel that Americans have to unite and we have to do something drastic, I know what side I'm on. But as of now, I'm not going to go to these little, to Atlanta, for example, because Alex Jones says, go to Atlanta to argue the results of the election. No, I'll let the lawyers handle that and the courtrooms and Donald Trump. Donald Trump is fighting. He's not going to quit. He's not going to go out without a fight. Donald Trump is a fighter, and he's got something up his sleeve. These other groups, they're not helping. They're not helping at all. They're not helping his cause at all. It's just flaring the left wing, making every Trump supporter look like we're violent. It makes us look as if we are an aggressive group of individuals, an uneducated group of individuals. And to top it off, all these people are just utilizing Republicans to make money. That's the bottom line. The reality is you go into InfoWars and you go into their website. What are they doing? They're selling products. The same thing with the Proud Boys. They own stores. They own merchandise. They're just making money. That's all they're doing. They're feeding off us. They don't care whether Americans are being jeopardized by all this violence and all this stuff. They want to be out there. They want to be in front of the media. They want to look like they're tough, marching in groups, and they profit off of it. No different than a corrupt politician. No different than BLM. No different than any of these other organizations. Okay, I really don't even know what Proud Boys stand for, to be honest with you. I mean, they say they're about America. They say they're about freedom. They say they're all about this. And in all reality, when you break it really, when you break all of it down, it just looks like a bunch of guys that just want to stir shit up, that they just want to show up to events and look like a dominant, forceful, patriotic military militia when most of them are not even in the military. I mean, it's crazy to me. I literally saw the chairman. I literally saw on Parler the chairman telling somebody that he has ties with the government and this and this and that, like attacking another individual on Parler, telling him, you better not mess with me. I was a sniper. I was this and that. Yeah, he does have ties with the government. Ties as in the government he helped when he snitched out on all his friends. Yeah, when he cooperated against all his friends. I'm no saint. I'm no better. I'm no different in any which way. And I'm not saying I'm better than him. But I'm not with these extremist groups. Like with these groups that are literally not letting the process play out. They're not helping the situation. They're just empowering the left more, and they're giving the left more reason to continue the craziness that they're doing, and it's not helping either side. We must take Michelle Obama's advice. Believe it or not, I'm saying it. We must take Michelle Obama's advice. When they go low, we go high. Because usually what Democrats do is when we go low, they go lower. And that's a problem. So that being said, I'm anti-violence. But if the time comes where there is a situation that involves America and involves the protection of our rights, I will be there. Believe me, I will be there. And if this insults anybody who's part of the Proud Boys organization, I don't care. I'm being honest. I say what I feel. And that's it. I mean, they spend most of the time just selling merchandise, selling stuff, feeding misinformation to people. It becomes very difficult. Americans already have a hard time to get valid information. And this is a problem because we have CNN that's biased. We have Fox News that apparently is kind of turning on Trump. We have nowhere to go to get information. And then you have people that are promoting things and it's not real information, like Alex Jones and his conspiracy theories. I mean, they're just not real. They're just not real. And then it makes us all in general look stupid. A small group is making us all look stupid. Am I a Trump supporter? Yes. Do I want Trump to fight this all the way to the end? Yes. Do I believe there's a path for his victory? Yes. But I also want Americans to have a sense of relief. I want Americans Republicans specifically, to unite with one another. I want us to think instead of react. We can't be like the left. We cannot be like them. We have to be different. Now we have to be smarter and we have to attack it in a different way, but you always use kindness, and kindness is usually the way you get people. It's the biggest tool you can use against people that are showing you hatred. You treat them with kindness. Kill people with kindness. My suggestion. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. It might get to a point where kindness is not going to work. But at this point, I would say a lot of us have a lot of things we're worried about right now. America is in a situation where it's extremely divided amongst family members, amongst everyone, due to politics. And I would hate to see people fighting with family members over politics and the division that it's creating amongst. Look, Democrats don't realize that when they go to a grocery store, they might be engaging with somebody that they don't know their political views, but it might be a Republican. Just like Republicans run into Democrats all the time. We engage with one another everywhere. So we shouldn't be fighting with one another and hating each other because of political differences. Do people have the right to protest out there because of Trump's election results? Absolutely. Absolutely. That is their constitutional right, just like BLM goes out there and protests. When it turns into riots and when it turns into looting, it becomes a crime on either side. No matter how you look at it. That's it. It is a crime. So that being said, I just had to bring that out there because I was streaming today and a lot of people kept calling me. I'm not a proud boy. Would never be a proud boy. I consider myself one thing and one thing only, a proud American. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I am an American that loves this country, that wants people to succeed, that wants people to prosper. That is who I am. I'm not looking for fame. I do this because I love doing this. I love talking politics. I don't do this because I'm seeking any personal interest. I do this to try to keep people informed, and I try to be solid. I try to be like every other American, just talking with another American. That's it. That's as simple as I could say. I love having people on my show. So again, guys, if you wanna jump in the show or you can feel free to contact me at a republicannation@gmail.com. You can also reach out to me at my website, republicannation.com. You can reach out to me to Instagram, The Republican Nation, Facebook, A Republican Podcast. And of course, I always take calls. And I've never had any issues taking any calls from fellow patriots out there. You can call me. We have a line. It's 310-498-5463. That's 310-498-5463. You can leave us a message and we'll schedule you in so we can have a one-on-one, either debate, conversation, whatever you want to have. Guys, stay safe out there. And just remember, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is. All other stuff that's happening right now, it seems like we're all living in the twilight zone. Everything seems like it's not real, that this can't possibly be happening to us. We will overcome this and we will learn from this. And keep the faith. I still think there's a pathway for Donald Trump. I love you guys. God bless America. God bless your families. God bless you. God bless America. And remember, we are the people. We are the people. We dictate what happens in this country. Thank you very much.
Hi, it's Judge Janine. I want to thank you for listening to the Republican Nation podcast. It's an important podcast to listen to because the Republican Nation is all about the Constitution, the First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, and all of those rights that are important to all of us. We've got to make sure that America doesn't lose any of those rights and that we stay true to our founding fathers' intent. So thanks again for listening to the Republican Nation.
We will make America great again.